Hello and welcome everybody to Monaco. Several companies have made Monaco branded chips. These are some 43mm ceramics. My understanding is these are Tina ceramics. For those of you that know what that means, it's just a different manufacturer. And so these are available at Apache Poker Chips. I'll try to put a link in the description below. Very interesting, larger chips. At the end, we're going to play a hand. Here, we have some chem face cards. We'll put that aside for a minute. I paid for these with my own money. I bought them on eBay, just a sample set. You can do the same thing. Special thanks to pokerchipforum.com. Probably put a list of patrons right here. Thank you to my patrons. Always appreciate the support. Really keeps this channel afloat and makes videos like this possible. Poker Chip Forum did send me this mat and these cut cards, but everything else I paid for, okay? So just making sure there's full transparency here. Now, so what do you think? I always tell people, and I'll say it again in the video, your opinion is more important than my opinion. What do you think of this design and these chips? Some things, the first things I notice are they have micro stakes, 25 cent, 50 cent, $1, and they put the denominations here, okay? So you'll see the dollar sign, cent sign, dollar, 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 dollar. In my opinion, if I'm looking for the most versatile chip possible, like for example, when we play poker in my household, we don't play poker proper, okay? We don't gamble in my house. It's usually somebody who wants to learn how to play poker, and so we sit them down, and those of us that know, we sit them down and show, this is how you bet, this is everything how it works. It's more of a point system than dollar system, right? These are not checks. We're not guaranteeing the value of these like you do in a casino. So for me, it's easier in my life to not have these denominations. So you do 1, 5, 10, 25, 100, 500,000. You just say, oh, these are cents instead of dollars, right? Oh, 5 cent, 10 cent, 25 cent, $1. Easy for people to understand. You can even do 5 cent, 10 cent, 25 cent, $1 and use these as $1 if there was no denomination. That's just me nitpicking. So the first thing I notice is there are denominations, the Monaco branding, and I love this mold. It's a ceramic with a mold, which is really cool. So my first impressions are pretty positive when I look at these. I like the design. I like how the edge spots are aligned. With ceramics, that's a big deal, getting the edge spots aligned like that. I mean, look how good this 5,000 looks. That's a good looking chip. Orange, bright, happy. Look at, I just love it. In fact, I'm trying to think of a chip that doesn't look good. All of these look good. They all have good design. I mean, everything here looks amazing. The Monaco branding is consistent throughout, absolutely lovely. Not something you're going to find for a dime a dozen at Walmart or on Amazon, okay? So far, very positive. Let's do some quick weights and measures so you know what we're getting into. I also want to compare them to some chips here. I have here a few chips I want to compare here. So we have the $1. I'll just put them all right here. You can see what's coming, all right? So here is a $1 Monte Carlo. This is an ABS metal slug label chip. You can see the metal slug chip is 39mm and it is smaller than, I'm not sure if that's going to show up on camera, but it is smaller than the Monaco ceramic. Okay, so 39mm chip versus a 43mm chip, that's not a surprise, okay? As far as weights, I'll show you here in a second. These are some Apache Poker Chip Monaco. These were made by the same company that did Paulson under the blue chip promotional name. I love these chips, by the way. It's some of my own personal chips. I had like some promotional chips made. I used this chip and it was absolutely lovely. Discontinued. They do no longer offer this. Again, you can see the branding here, Apache Poker Chip, very clean. The original Monacos, the new 43mm ceramic Monacos, They're both very nice. Okay, so moving on. Here's the Empire card room. This is a ceramic that was also offered. I think this is a Tina mold. I think I misspoke in my video where I first impressioned them. I was like, these are Sunfly. No, I think they're Tina. So you can see, again, 43 millimeter versus the 39 millimeter. The Empire are 39 millimeter. The Monacos are larger. And this one has a 2-card design, and this one has this really lovely diamond mold pattern here on a ceramic chip. Dia de los Muertos, again, a 39 millimeter chip versus 43 millimeter chip, and the Ascona. This is a Sunfly chip where they have a label in the chip. These Monacos, are these labels? It's hard to tell if these are actually labels, but they look amazing. We're going to find out here in a minute, but those are just, some comparisons. If you're interested in what ceramics sound like, 43 millimeter chips, I would describe the sound as kind of bright. Some chips, it might be the size, sound a little brighter than these, but these do sound pretty bright. And as far as doing tricks, I just barely wash my hands, so my hands are kind of slick. But you can probably do some tricks with these. And as far as like standing on edge, I'm not sure these are going to be the best for that, like brand new Paulsons, but it looks like you can stand them on edge if you balance them just right. So lovely. And I love shuffling 43 millimeter chips. I mean, it's just a joy. They are large and there's some presence in your hand. I don't know, in the comments below, I think my hands are pretty average. I wear like medium or large size gloves. So let me know your thoughts about the sizing of these chips. Do you like 43 millimeter chips? You're gonna, obviously they're gonna fit in different trays than a 39 millimeter chip. So take that for what it's worth. All right, let's see how close they are to 43 millimeter. See if I can do this kind of upside down here. All right, we have this zeroed, kind of. All right, zeroed. Now, yeah, zeroed. Okay, so this in here, like this, 42.96. That's really close and really good to 43 millimeter. Let's do another one just to see if that one's an outlier. Nope, exactly the same. All right, okay, so 43 millimeter. And as far as weights go, we will set this down so everybody can see it. Except for me, because of this angle, this LCD is not really visible. It looks like it's in grams. I'm just going to throw this on and see. 11 grams. Oh, perfect, 11 grams. That's kind of in that sweet spot for weight on a chip. Like casino chips vary from like 9 to 11 grams. So actually really good for a 43 millimeter chip, not too heavy. You don't want a chip to be, I personally don't want a chip to be too heavy. I like this right in this range. This is kind of what I'm looking at. But a 43 millimeter chip in that range is really, really solid. So, I mean, they feel like ceramics, they feel good. Now, here's my question, all right? Is that a label? It seems like that's a label. So the question arises, which everybody wants to know, is can you scratch this label and does it come off? And to what extent will it scratch or come off? So a piece of sharp metal, by the way, you should never score things with your measuring device. So I'm breaking all sorts of regs today. So, I mean, that is really well on there. I cannot, here, give me a second. Man, that is on there. I thought I was getting underneath it. A little more. Okay, so I can damage the label with sharp metal. hopefully your chips aren't going to endure this in your home game. I think I can also scratch it here. Yeah, so ceramics do scratch. And this label, I'm certain if I tried hard enough for long enough, man, that is really on there. You could get this off. But as far as like something you're just gonna casually like fall off, this does not seem like it's going to. Oh, so there's a plastic cover in addition to the paper label. Got it. I got it. Anyway, you can see the effort. At which even then it still didn't come completely off. You can see the effort it takes to get this stuff off. Okay, so it is a label on a ceramic chip, okay? So there's no confusion. Something about this, you know, if you want to understand the materials in the chip, sometimes you have to test it to failure. So we'll leave it at that. But that is what's underneath. Just by reference. So again, like lots of chips like these Monte Carlos also have labels. These labels famously are a little more, what's the word I'm looking for? Accessible? Let's say it that way. So anyway, nothing is perfect. Man, these Dia de los Muertos sure look good. But these Monacos are 43 millimeter. Gosh, I really love, if I were to buy 43 millimeter chips right now, these are at the top of my list. All right, let's play a hand. Is there something, what we talked about, weights and measures. I gave you a sound test. We can shuffle them just fine. Kind of okay for tricks down on end. The quality seems good. Oh, let's do the flatness test. So 43 millimeter chips usually are pretty flat. So non-flat chips will rock back and forth. I feel a little bit of play here, but nothing to write home about. Let me kind of demonstrate what I'm talking about here. We have over here, these are a stack of Monte Carlos. I'm kind of picking on Monte Carlos right now, but they're very popular and so a lot of people can relate. So if you test the flatness on these, you can stack them 100 high and see how flat they are. But my favorite thing to do is just get a stack of like 10 or 20 and you can rock them back and forth. And that clearly demonstrates how flat they are, okay? So these Monacos are kind of what you expect with ceramics. Very, very flat. Not perfect, but very flat. All right, let's play a hand, see how these do. Let's get this one out of here. Cut card, I think I have Chem playing cards. Oh, here's another cut card. Let's go. Let's make sure that we're not going to get a Chem advertisement in here. How to Play Poker by US Playing Card Company. All right. We are ready to rock and roll. Just kind of almost out of more tradition. We're on YouTube. This doesn't really matter. There's no money involved. So, you know, I'm not terribly worried about this being a perfect shuffle or anything. I just like to weave these together. Cut card, so you can't see what's on the bottom. All right, let's play. This represents the pot. I'm gonna put the busted one up there because after you see enough chips, the ones that stand out to me are the busted ones. All right, those go there. We're gonna deal. You can think of this as your hand, or as I am always trying to beat Jane Doe. She's just a professional poker player. We don't know who she is. We don't know her real identity. But man, I really struggle beating this professional. All right, I'm going to actually look at my cards today. Some days I like to look at my cards. Some days I don't. Then we're going to just deal. There are no betting cycles here. We're not playing for real. We're just seeing how these chips look in a game. And I would encourage everybody watching, play along with us. Why don't you go pause the video, grab a deck, shuffle it up, deal yourself 2 cards, and let us know what you had in the comments below, especially if it's really bad or really good. All right, we burned a card, so now we're gonna flop. Let's do it this way. There you go. That's easier for you guys to read. Now that I think about it, we should do it this way so you guys can read them easier. I'm not going to make a running commentary. I don't want to be that guy. You know, there's always that guy at the table who's making a running commentary. That's not the juiciest board, but still pretty solid. I have the 6 and the king. I'm not there. There's nothing here that's of value. So I'm sure Jane doesn't have the jack and the 3. Ugh. Well, whatever. Thanks to my subscribers and my patrons. I really appreciate my patrons, especially Poker Chip Forum, for sticking with me all these years. If you want to watch some of my videos and see some of my comments, be sure to go to pokerchipforum.com, create an account. You can see I post videos there. And if you just have some tips on how to be a better luck box, like I'm not it's just, you think randomly there would be a certain, you think I would win 50% of them. I don't know how. It's all right. If you really want me to beat her, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.